You see these ones they call the Latinas, right? Those people don't like black people at all. They don't like, especially black Americans. They don't like them. And then in this video, you're going to see God actually disgracing them in that same country where they think they can play God over black Americans, where they think they can racially profile black Americans. At the end of this video, you're going to see how God really disgraced them, right? Watch this video and see.
What is your least favorite race?
Least favorite race?
Correct.
Okay, so this is gonna be really hard for y'all to understand this. And maybe blacks.
Blacks.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so your answer, your reason is why, right? So I'm gonna tell you why. Why? Because every single fucking thing that I've heard come out their mouths is
The mouse.
white men, this, that, white people, this, that. Y'all wanna be so-called, we're not racist, but then y'all racist to us. So fuck y'all, honestly.
So this Latina said her least favorite race was the blacks, because we always want to be saying that the whites are racist this and racist that. Like, girl, you sound, your voice is ugh. The way you look is ugh. Everything about her just ugh. That's neither here nor there. It's so ironic how these people, this is why, you know, they will get up here and be like, oh, Latina, all of us are not like that, and we need to be in stand in solidarity. No, a lot of y'all are very anti-black, and y'all don't like us, and you all are the ones that are racist to the Afro-Latinos, the black Latinos, in y'all's own communities. Like, what the hell? And she's talking about, and you all are racist to us. First of all, we can't be racist to you because we don't own nor do we operate any systems in which we can oppress you. Can we discriminate? Yes. Can we be prejudiced? Yes. But racism, blatant racism? No. And you saying to us as if you're categorizing yourself as white. Yeah, y'all will get up here and scream from the rooftops, you're not white, and you should be able to say nigga, nigga, nigga because of your proximity to blackness, because you grew up in an urban community, and so on and so forth. But y'all don't talk about how underneath the surface, a lot of you all are extremely anti-black. Y'all don't like black people. And you know what's crazy to me? Y'all swear that y'all are just like what Monique said, a white lady with a taco. And I know how race and, you know, culture and ethnicity is categorized. I get it. So some Hispanic Latinos are literally considered like they're white. This one right here, I don't know if they would, I don't know what she would be categorized as, but when I look at her, I don't see like, oh, that's just a white woman. Like, she looks like she's like got a little something else going on. So the community that she's putting a heavy cape on in the comments was utterly disgusting. They love when somebody comes out and says anything so they could just let their racism fly. The comments were disgusting, but at the end of the day, those same people that you're putting a cape on for are calling ICE baby to get you deported. I see videos of Karens cussing you and your kind out like a dog in the street, calling the police on y'all for selling chiquitos and whatever the hell, mango cups and churros and the ices in the street. Y'all getting the popo and the man called on y'all too. They cussing y'all out like a dog, telling y'all to go back to y'all's countries too. So I don't know what makes you think putting on a cape for the YT, like y'all are so, it's very bizarre, because when you all have issues that you need help with, y'all don't ever call on the YT that you are so quick to defend. You call on us. The math never math, because if Johnny had 5 apples, people of color in this country would be smarter if they actually aligned and were in alliance with us. Because y'all will never fucking fit the bill. You will never be seen as a white American. They don't respect you. They see you as a help. They underpay you. They talk down on you too. But y'all don't stand up to them the way that we do. So that's why you're more tolerable. Because y'all bootlick more than we ever would. Especially in 2025. What y'all think about this? And we don't care. Nobody cares. Kenada said you look like the penguin from the Batman, and he was right. Ain't nobody gonna lose sleep with you saying the blacks is your least favorite. Don't nobody care. We don't care. Y'all really think that you all continuously censoring us, whether it be for something negative or positive, makes us like sad. It doesn't. It just fuels us. It just lets us know that we really are them ones. We really are those people, because we live in everybody's head rent free. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. What y'all think about this? Y'all upset that this Latina said her least favorite race is the blacks?
The stuff coming out about Kenny does not surprise me at all, because a Latino being anti-black, kind of on brand, honestly. And I'm like very pro-Latina, but like being pro-Latina is like calling out the shit within our community, and our community can be very anti-black. This is a perfect example, and this is why I don't blame black women for only wanting to date black men, because it's like they're like put in these like horrible situations. And this is also why I understand why black women kind of side-eye black men who only date outside of their race, because yeah, stuff like this, it's like a lot of times when it comes to non-black people, and I noticed this, I'm gonna clock it, I noticed this with a lot of Latinas, they'll fetishize black men, you know? It's like those types of Latinas that like say the N-word all the time, and specifically only date black men and get box braids, you know what I'm talking about? But it's like, in the same breath, you do all that, and then they're anti-black, or they don't call out the racism in their family and stuff like that. Like, it's just so, I don't know. And I'm not saying that like black people can't be prejudiced towards Latino, that doesn't happen. I get it, but like we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is there is a very like serious like issue within our communities of just being anti-black and colorist. That the whole saying of like, you know, when browner skin Latinos, like during the summertime, when they're told like, oh, don't go outside, you'll get darker, huh? Or hay que mejorar la raza, huh? Or güeritos más bonitos, huh? I think it's like we really need to make an effort as a community to start calling out our shit, okay? And honestly, I just feel so bad for Janae, because she is such a beautiful, wonderful, that is a baddie, and she deserves so much better. So yeah, I hate Kenny.
You can air out your dirty laundry, or you can live your life with putrid, skid-marked calzones and be like, this is fine. In my last video, I told you about the dude in grad school who looked at me in my face and was like, you're the kind of scholar who's gonna sell out their people by airing out dirty laundry. And yes, I am. So I know you think that I forgot, but when I first launched this TikTok page, I was posting about Latinos in the US, calling it Latino Studies 101. And I said that unit number 5 was going to be about Latino anti-blackness. And guess what? We're gonna get started. So this series is gonna focus a little bit more on the relationship that Latinos have with racism, okay? Because Latinos receive it, but they also tend to sometimes be agents of racism that police the boundaries of racial hierarchy and that reinforce those boundaries. So listen, this is not about blaming each other. This is about understanding the roles that we play, because every time that we hurt each other by making fun of each other or by talking down about each other's culture, customs, when we look at people who are a different pigment than us and berate them, that is upholding white supremacy. And it's painful to talk about. Latinos don't like to talk about it. I went through an entire PhD program on Chicano studies, okay? Latino studies, where nobody around me, other than the black scholars that I was in conversation with through the Mellon Mays program and in the sociology department, not one single Latino scholar tends to deep dive into racism, okay? And the racism that Latinos affect on each other. If we want liberation as a people, we cannot skip this step. So I'm going to be breaking down a couple of topics to help us understand this a little bit more clearly, even though this is TikTok and it's hard to do that. If we don't understand how racism lives inside of our communities, and I know that you know that it does, because a lot of you just went to a Thanksgiving dinner yesterday where you spent time around your family and you heard them say some racist shit, okay? This is inside of our communities. It's within our language, within our beauty standards, within our institutions and the ways that they operate. It's in your tia's comments about your nephew and whether he's light-skinned or morenito. But understand this. We cannot approach liberation, we cannot show true care for our neighbors or true care for ourselves unless we grapple with what is happening, what was done in the past, and how we're going to change that to move into the future. We're not going to be able to build the communities that we deserve unless we break this down. So I'm going to be starting by breaking down the concept of Latinidad. So why a label like Latino was created often within, elite academic and white spaces, and what it does when we rally around labels like those uncritically. We're going to be talking about defining colorism within and outside of Latino communities. Why? Because it shows up in how we date, what our beauty standards are, who gets cast or typecast in films and in media. We're going to be revisiting the ways that indigeneity has been essentialized by medium beige Latinos, specifically in the case of Mexico, because I'm not too familiar with the others, but if you are, please make your content. We're going to be talking about Latino anti-Blackness and how it shows up in schools, in the language that people use colloquially in conversation. We're going to be talking about Afrodescendientes and why they may not use the term Latino and what you can do as an ally to be supportive of that. And finally, we're going to be talking about why allyship is the way forward and how we can work together and understand our place. Get your note apps ready. Go to the link in my bio to start looking at what books you need to buy to be read up on what we'll discuss. We're going to be reading these. Racism Without Racist by Eduardo Bonilla Silva. And we're going to be reading selections out of this. Critical Dialogues in Latinx Studies. I've noted the chapters in our reading list. The reading list is in my bio, so get started.
Let me just talk about the anti-Blackness that exists in the Latino community because it's a real thing. And it is only further perpetuating the division between our two communities and contributing to the overall oppression of our two communities. And I know there's going to be some people out there that's like, that's not even a thing. That's not a real issue. But it is. I grew up hearing freaking racist remarks made towards Black people. And I heard it often. And I know so many other people did. And not only is it about anti-Blackness, it's also about internalized racism that some Latinos, including myself when I was a child, felt the need to be white because I saw white people being treated better. And in my mind, I'm like, well, if I'm white, or if I consider myself white, or if I tell people that I'm white, then I am going to be treated better. I didn't understand as a child why I even felt that, but we are socialized as a society to want that unless you break out of the freaking matrix and you realize, oh my gosh, we're all being oppressed by the same freaking systems. So for us to have division and for there to be anti-Blackness in our community is not helping anyone. One, it's just wrong, but two, it's only further perpetuating the oppression that already exists in our freaking society. So there's that part. And then there's this whole dismissal of Afro-Latinos because Afro-Latinos exist, yet sometimes are classified as not Latino when in reality they are Latinos, Afro-Latinos. And then there's this whole freaking connection to where we find ourselves in American history, okay? And the fact that many people, many Latinos, Latino men in particular, did not want to vote for a black and Asian, but a Black woman, okay? And then there's the intersection of machismo, internalized racism, anti-Blackness, and all of it contributing again to the further perpetuation of oppression of our communities. That's what I need people to understand. When there's division between our two communities, that is purposeful, okay? Because these systems, these people in power want us to be infighting, when in reality, there's a lot more that we have in common. We are also being oppressed by the same systems. We should be supporting each other. And it is because of Black people and their advocacy that we, as Latinos and other communities, have the civil rights that we have today. The ability for us to even be able to have that privilege was in large due part to Black people, okay? So I need us to understand that. And I need us to have a conversation about that, because even if we were brought up that way, that doesn't mean that we can't change. That doesn't mean that we can't do better, because we can. Okay? Even if society socializes us to believe that, we can change, we can do better. So if you want to have this conversation, follow for more.
Latinos have never needed Black Americans to force their racial biases on us. We have our own. We have been anti-Black all by ourselves. Latinos have been colorists all by themselves. Latinos have been racist all by themselves, way before they come to America, way before they ever have contact with Black Americans. You know what the difference is? Normalized forms of racism, colorism, and anti-Blackness. What's normal amongst people in our culture, what's hush-hush, what's swept under the rug or not dealt with or just accepted, doesn't fly with Black Americans. And you just don't like the fact that a Black American will call you out on it. Because it's not normal. And it shouldn't be accepted. And it shouldn't be okay. So when you have people in your own community letting you know that they've been hurt or traumatized or discriminated by people in our own community, family members even, you need to listen. You need to listen instead of deflecting. Because this comment right here is a total and complete cop-out. It's straight up deflection. And it is a bold-faced lie. Our racial biases, they start back home. They start in our own countries, in our own islands. We just bring it here with us. You just don't like the boldness of how Black Americans deal with racism. Normalized anti-Blackness is not a value. Normalized colorism is not a value. Sweeping things under the rug and not talking about them, that's not a cultural value. It's not. Yet it's something that you seek to covet and put above Black Americans. You need to stop pitting Latinos against Black Americans and recognize that the root cause of all of the issues we have across all of our communities is white supremacy. Recognize how white supremacy has operated in your own life and how it has afforded you white privilege as a white presenting Latino and given you a life experience that more Black presenting Latinos cannot identify with. And stop propagating the lie and the myth that we don't care about race and there's no racism amongst us. Because if that were the case, we would not be having this discussion.
Hispanics practice Jim Crow against Black Americans in Houston. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. At Houston Community College, right? The Chandler Caesar, he's a Hispanic man. He got together with the director of HR and the board of trustees. And they came up with this plan to get rid of Black employees at high positions. They did anything from putting false complaints in their folders so they could get demoted or get fired. And then they replaced these Black employees with Hispanics. Hispanics went up. The hiring for Hispanics went up 50%. These three individuals orchestrated the plan. And this is what they stated in their emails. Now, we Hispanics are going to receive preferential treatment. This plan was successful, targeting Black top employees. Now they got a class action suit against Houston Community College for $100 million. They have to come up with some type of settlement by 2026. But yeah, let Houston tell it. They'll tell you like brown and Black unity.
So you went and got a whole other one off the shelf, even though they denied you.
I purchased it.
Not this woman. I put a sticker on it.
This is right here.
Yeah, but they denied you the return because you didn't have the original box. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
Yes.
But it's mine.
Yes, that one is yours. This one is not.
This one I purchased it.
Right now?
Yes.
Oh, no. Jake, come here. He's recording me. Or I need this one.
What was your name again? Jake. Nice to meet
So
you.
he purchased.
Yes, I purchased this one. This is the one you put the sticker on.
Okay.
What was your name?
I don't have to give you that, sir.
Okay. Well, you're gonna go online. That's fine. Can I get my receipt back? Thank you very much. What was your name?
Can you? Okay. So to my beautiful Black American princesses, I want y'all to know that if you have a friend if you have a woman friend that, especially for my young girls, because y'all probably don't know, But if you have like a Latino friend, most likely that girl in your life is not your friend. She probably competing with you because you both date black men. Unfortunately, a lot of times they're not your friend because they're told in their household that you're like below them, like you're inferior, like you're less than human. So I know it's probably gonna hurt your feelings, but you have to be careful with them. A lot of them are not your friend, and they really think like somebody like a Cardi B. They just think that you're less than and that you're not on their level, that you're not as pretty as them because of their hair type and texture. It is so silly and foolish, but just be careful and remember that black is beautiful and that you don't need any other race or anybody to give you validation.
Who are our Latino immigrants taking from in this country? That's my big question. Are they taking your job personally? Is any American being affected by this? Because, you know, here in California, we're actually seeing people, family, friends we know being affected by this. And I just want to know, how is this affecting you? And why are we only targeting Latino immigrants? There's Asian immigrants, black immigrants, white immigrants, European, dare I say, you know, people from Russia, from Poland, from UK. I mean, they're all over. So why are we only seeing that violent criminals are Latinos, Venezuelans specifically? And let me ask you a question. Do you think any average American can tell the difference between a Venezuelan or a Mexican or an El Salvadorian or a Brazilian or a Colombian? The list goes on. What are we doing? So let me ask you this again. How is this affecting your life? Obviously, the criminals, we understand how that affects people's lives. We get it. But now people who are just here, came here illegally, escaping death, you want them to go back to that? Isn't there enough room here? Secret Service came out, Samson for president of TikTok.
I saw a person get picked up from ICE today, and that shit made me feel so good. It feels good to see other groups of people be the target of the United States government for a change. It feels good to see people squirming and running away from police besides us. If you break the law, you gotta do the time. I've been to jail multiple times. Nobody came to save me. Do you know what my way out was? My own money, buying a lawyer my damn self. The government didn't come to my aid. So why should the government come to their aid? You break into somebody's country, you know it's possible you can get kicked out. Why is this a surprise to you? That shit made me feel good as an American. For once, the target's not on my back. Thank the Lord, and I pray it continue.
So the leader of the leader of Latinos for Trump, Cuban edition. Hector Luis Valdez Cocho. Yeah, he's been detained by ICE. I've been bought for Donald Trump. The wildest part about this is Donald Trump was very clear that he's going after criminals. Even though we all know that that's a lie. We knew it was a lie when he said it. Did he think that they didn't mean him? May this level of delusion that made y'all trust and believe in this man and trust and believe that your proximity made you one of them never find me.
They are being starved. They are thirsty, only given 1 cup of water per day, are denied bathroom privileges, are denied medical attention. People in ICE concentration camps are losing their lives. And don't even think about saying Fafo, fuck around and find out, to these people in ICE detention centers. It is a shame that members of the black community started the trend, and so many other people followed. This is an updated voting poll.
Updated.
Brown people voted for Kamala Harris more, but you fall for the colonizers' divisive tactics, the inaccurate voting polls, the initial propaganda. It is immature and immoral to be centering that type of behavior in response to a community that is being mass deported in prison and concentration camps and tossed out of the country to who knows where without any rights or contact to any lawyer or family. When we should be focused on solidarity And this has to stop immediately. Especially those of you who claim to be activists perpetuating this FAFO BS nonsense.
Shouts out to Aaliyah, because this is where it was on her page when I first saw this lady, this Mexican lady. And then I went to her page and she doubled down and literally said that they helped us during the Civil War, which is a lie. And the Mexicans helped free the slaves. First of all, Mexico had slavery themselves that wasn't abolished until 1829 or 1830 or something, somewhere around there. And the president that abolished slavery in Mexico was Afro-Indigenous. I don't know why they keep leaving that part out. He looked more like a negro than he looked like. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And when we were down there, we was fighting beside them. We was helping to protect their borders. They conveniently leave that out. All this civil rights, there was nobody that was not fighting with us for civil rights. Is a lie and a scam, not as a collective. And they know a lot of them are anti-black. It is so crazy that they keep blaming us. First of all, we've been saying fuck around and found out, just like we've been saying a whole bunch of other shit that they co-opt and steal and turn into something else. Fuck around and found out never really had no political meaning. That's just how black people talk. Bitch, fuck around and find out. That's how we talk. Why do they keep blaming us and censoring us when we are not the ones that's putting them in concentration camps? We do not yield, nor do we hold the power to deport them. They are focusing on the wrong people. Why y'all not mad at MAGA? Why y'all not sticking it to the white man? I mean, we just got to call it a spade a spade. It's so weird that the Mexican and the Latino community keeps coming for black people. It's because we're not putting our bodies, we're not sacrificing our bodies and going and running out and standing on the front lines. Is that what it is? Why they got so much animosity toward us like we're the ones that's doing this to them? We're not inflicting any pain on you. And as per Aaliyah's video, because I never saw that initial video, she played a video of a bald-head clear guy coining fuck around and find out for political purposes. Once again, stealing our shit, renaming, reclassifying it, giving it a different meaning. We're not making fun of y'all like that. We really ain't. We don't give a... It's unfortunate, but stop blaming. You're pointing,
You was singing all that mess, talking about I we bo for Donald Trump. And now you're screaming, shouting, acting like we're supposed to give a damn about your husband being deported after you was singing, talking about I love my freedom. But your man ain't free no more, is he? Like we supposed to have to give. What was... Who said that?
Welcome back. Now you watch the videos, you see everything, you see all the podcasts, you see all their videos, you see them coming out straight up to say, oh, we're anti-black, this, that. To be honest, when they were all doing all this whole Latino for Trump, all of them came out en masse. They voted for Trump. Why did they vote for Trump? Because they never liked the black race. They voted for him because they don't want any person of color to be there. And there's something God did. As soon as the person they all came out to vote won, not up to 2 months, that person was the same person that God used to force them out of America. Down to the one who was singing the whole, I will vote for Donald Trump. That woman, she was disgraced. Her husband was taken away. Like, for like 2 months, it was all about Latinos for Trump, Latinos for Trump. It was that bad. God showed himself strong. God proved to those people that black Americans are his own. At some point, they started asking black Americans to come and help them. They started asking black Americans to come and save them. They started begging black Americans to come and protest for them. But trust me, it's too late. Black Americans never raised a voice. They stood still. You know that thing that God always say, be still because I am God? That was what played out. These people were chased out of America in droves. They were disgraced out of America in droves. This is another one that God did for black Americans. So when people are saying, oh, black Americans are hated, is because they are popping. If they're not popping, they won't be hated, right? And we don't even give it them right now. At all, we don't. You hate us, you come out to say it, God disgraces you instantly. It happened with the Latinas, and it keeps happening. And every other people that will come out, even outside all those people, will also be disgraced, because those people are chosen people. America itself might not like them, might not be giving them credit, but the way God will be using that same America to fight their battles will shock them. That is God at work. Yeah. Oh, they're anti-black. Oh, we don't like black people. Yeah, they got what they deserve. Anyways, I'm going to stop here, right? Share this video. Kindly subscribe, like, and share too, right? Comment. I'm your sister Global Gist with BJ. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.